know, MetalGamer said he had been started playing some Marvel Snap. You want to touch on that?
Sure. It's kind of fun. I mean, I could see why you guys are getting into it.
It's very collective-y. It's all about getting everything.
Extremely.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just like, man, that game gives you some little dopamine hits. Nasty ones.
And they do that thing where, like, you get a lot of it at first, right? And then they
Mm-hmm.
just slowly start pulling them back from you, and you start reaching a little more before you know it. You're, like, playing triple as long to get one thing.
Oh, my God.
So you're hooked at that point, so.
Yeah.
Once you start getting to the collector's caches, it's like, no.
Yeah, I'm not even near that. Like, I think I'm on, like, round 7 or 8 right now, and I'm just trying to get my bearings in it. So, I've been playing around. I think I just got the thing. I'm like, oh, cool.
Very early.
Yeah, very early in the game. So, it's fun so far. I mean, I should have used it the other night when I was...
Have you started experimenting at all a little bit with some, like, different deck types? Have you started, like, noticing certain people using certain strategies against you?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Probably hard at that point. Like, I'm trying to recall back to, like, my first, like, starter deck they give you. There's not much in the way of, like, an archetype. It's just like whatever cards you get, you just use what you've got. Yeah.
Like, I got, like, Star-Lord and, like, what was a really, really weak one? What is it, like,
you get Nightcrawler pretty early.
Yeah.
Probably have Squirrel Girl.
Yeah, I got that one. And then, yeah, you get all, like, a bunch of weak ones, but I haven't seen anybody using any weird strategies except for, hey, read whatever's in the middle and then try to counter that and then expect someone to throw more on top of that. So I was like, okay, I get it.
And that's kind of the point at the beginning. They don't want to overwhelm you with, like, okay, so here's how you play a move style architect. Here's how you play, you know, a destruction type. Like, the point is now just learn that each card has a certain type of move and they behave slightly differently, and then learn how the location system works. So that's really the big thing right now.
Yep.
Yeah, there's definitely cards I noticed that early on I gravitated to. Like, I remember early on a card I really loved was Uatu. I used to love Uatu, getting a little head start on everyone, kind of knowing the locations. Gosh, I think I got Hulk. I don't remember if everyone gets Hulk early, but I got him early.
I think I just
Everybody
got Hulk.
gets Hulk. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I just got Hulk, and I ended up getting Punisher. That was an early one. It shows all the bullets coming out. It's like cool.
The animations are fun.
Yeah.
I think the thing too, when you get a card, like, it's really hard to understand how good something's going to be. I remember, like, I don't know if I had gotten it or Chaz had gotten it first. We post, like, oh, we just got Apocalypse. I'm like, oh, that looks stupid. That looks like it's going to be a terrible card.
Yeah.
And then it's not till you learn, like, how all the other cards work together that you understand what that card really does. And it ends up being, like, this super powerful card. But I guess my point being is, like, when you see a card, you probably don't have them yet. Yeah, I think you're still pretty early. But when you get a card, don't assume anything about it. Just like, okay, put it kind of in your backlog and be like, okay, one day let me revisit it, because as your understanding of the game changes, what that card can be used for is going to change as well.
I thought about that with like early on. Another card that jumped to my mind was Heimdall, and I was like, oh, Heimdall, well, it only moves the cards. It's not going to be useful. And then once you start learning about, like, movement and accurately placing locations, then you're like, oh, I love Heimdall or Magneto or something. Although Magneto is a later one for me. I don't know.
Yeah, the game paces itself pretty well with, like, how it teaches you new ways to play the game. That's part, I think, the trick. Like, there's a lot of times, like, I would get stuck in this rut and I'd always be playing the cards the exact same way, and then it drops this new card at you. Sometimes it does it strategically, okay, everybody always gets that card, or you just get lucky and you get it early, and then it changes your entire play style around this new card. So it always teaches you something new until you kind of get into the late game. So
very cool.
Yeah, so that's all. You're gonna continue playing it, gamer? You think, or are you just gonna kind of dipping your toes in?
A little bit. I have some other games that I've been kind of downloading, and I want to play Diablo 4 this weekend. So, like, you know,
apparently Snap is better. I mean, Chaz clearly thought it was a higher profile game than Diablo 4, probably the biggest release of the year.
Apparently, I wasn't just nagged about it for an entire weekend on how much somebody wants to play it so bad, and me spending $200 on some games.
It's also like the fact that it's more of a demo. Like, I don't know, like, I would rather experience.
Man, that stuff, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that stuff carries over to the actual game.
Did it really? Because I thought you guys said it didn't. a reason why I was
I don't know,
like,
man. That's a beta.
I
dude.
didn't know. We had our nephews over
okay.
playing, and they never pay attention to anything. And they think they were saying that, oh, I don't know if it carries over, but they
I
never
don't know,
pay
man.
attention.
Usually betas do, man.
I mean, not that would have
maybe
like
an alpha, no.
that may not have kept me totally playing, but I at least was like, I would rather play the full release. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I'd be playing it right. Like, if it was on now, I'd probably be jumping on it. Like, once I'm hooked on that game, that's it.
No one's stopping you.
Everything else.
You can leave
can't.
the go do right now.
Oh, I can.
Oh.
That comes out, what, June?
That's in July, June
No,
6th.
it's June
Yeah,
early,
you know,
yeah, earlier in June.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
right.
That'll be here before you know it.
Mm.
Yep, that's coming quick. But no, they're having a.
Is that Zelda?
There.
Is that Zelda month? I think, right?
Zelda was May.
Is it May?
I think Zelda is May. I think
Okay.
it's May 24th or something like that.
Yeah, I think May's like, I think Zelda's like the first big release. Then it's Diablo.
And Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy, and then after that, then you've got Starfield. Like, you've got like bam, 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 bam after that. And apparently Spider-Man 2 and all this other stuff coming out, so we'll get to that.
Yeah. Alrighty, so yeah, I would love to for us to come back to Snap Gamer down the line to see how much more you like
definitely.
the review.
Before we hop off Snap, Chaz, did you look into the big game update they just did? All the changes?
I didn't play too much today. Was that today? Or was that
I
recent?
think the update went live yesterday, so I mean it's very recent. Most of it you probably wouldn't notice. They buffed and nerfed a few cards. The big thing is, you know how like right now you have that token shop where you could just buy.
Mm-hmm.
So they've changed the way tokens work. So for one, if you're within kind of that early pool 3, which we are, they give you more tokens, which is good. But now you can't buy cards that are in pool 3. You can only buy cards from the token shop that are in pool 4 or series 4 or series 5. So what that really does is just let you get access to newer cards quicker. But then to kind of counteract that, every month or I guess every season, they just straight up give you a pool 3 card for free. Like yesterday, they gave me Arrow. That was the one I chose. I guess you can choose whichever one you want when it's live. Of course, I probably shouldn't have chosen Arrow because it got nerfed, but oh well. But point being, they're giving you free cards and they're giving you an easy way to buy cards. That's probably the biggest thing they updated.
Interesting.
So,
Good to know.
yeah, there's more. I'll let you read the notes, but I forgot to mention that.
I think this weekend I definitely want to do a Snap stream. Since I've moved on from the next game I'm going to be talking about.